Right, so it is Saturday, it's Memorial Day weekend here in the US, and you probably saw last time I did a vlog, it was really kind of a mess in here. The kitchen and the living room and dining room, everything was all a mess. So I kind of fixed it. So finally busted out the trash can, just started throwing stuff away, cleaning up, and kitchen looks nice now. Everything looks in order, but that's just a false facade. Because it's still a mess out here. Got everything set up here, got a Corsair Air 540, so there'll be something coming up in that at some point here. And then all the other equipment is still where it was. I just, you know, I feel like every time I put this stuff away, then I need to just get it back out again. So I just kind of leave it out, you know? But now, if people are coming over or something like that, then I do have to put it away, because it's kind of weird people walking to your house and you got a bunch of lighting kits and a camera on a tripod. Questions start getting asked. All right. It's 63 degrees. It's super nice outside. So it's time. Now watch this. As soon as I open this window, even that noise is probably enough. With that right there. Wow, I was surprised. Man, look at that out there. Whoa, someone's got a big truck. There he is. Yep, now you're waiting. You were slipping there, my friend. Those birds are right there. Got some tunes out there too, man. People are jamming. Alright, so I made it to May 26th without turning on the air conditioning, but I think I'm just gonna have to do it because it's getting way too hot in my office. It's not too bad out here, but it is 83 degrees outside, according to my Pebble, and let's see what it's doing in the house. Alright, so there it's showing 82, and in this room, where it's not as hot, it says it's 76. That's not terrible. But, let's take a look at this. Yeah, as you can see here, it is 85.3 degrees in my office. Way too hot in here for having a computer. And we're at 45 degrees at idle. And that's because it's just so hot in here. So now it's time. Close the windows, pull the shades. All right, it's time to turn on the air. So, how do I do this? Details? Here we go. System. Cool. Done. And we'll do fan is on auto now because we're turning the system back on. And we should be cooling now. Although it's set to 85 because it thinks I'm away at work. So let's drop it down to 74. I really hope this works. I haven't had this on in a while. That's the first time I've ever seen little snowflake. Alright, so fingers crossed that the air conditioning actually works. This is always kind of an unknown at the beginning of the year. Haven't run it before, so hopefully everything's okay. It was a long winter. That whirring sound is the sound of cool air. Can you hear it blowing over the mic? Now I've actually got to change my vent arrangements because I need to have the vents closed more in this area because this is the first one off of the air conditioner, so that more air gets pushed through all the way down to, unfortunately, the end of the run for my HVAC is my office. And that's the room that gets the hottest because it's got the biggest window for a room of its size, and it's got the computer equipment in it, so it gets hot. All right, so the other day I went to the store and there was a really good sale on Lay's potatoes chips, but most of the good flavors were gone, except for one. Roasted garlic and sea salt. Now, I don't know how this is gonna go. Now, I like both of those things individually, but I'm not sure how they're gonna go on a potato chip. But for $1, I had to try it, so let's see. That is garlicky. All right, let's try this. I like how we went for a giant chip just to start. In case they're awful, I wanna get all the flavor. Woo! That's garlicky. Kinda like it though. My breath's gonna be kicking though. That is strong. Alright, so if you really like garlic, go for these things, but man, that's really garlicky. Should call it extreme garlic. So here's the problem with technology that you don't use very often. I decided that after not using my Wii U for a while, I was going to bust out the Wii U and I was going to get some Super Mario 3D World going on because there's been all this Mario Kart 8 news. I'm like, you know, some Mario Kart sounds good, but got all these other Wii U games to play. So I'm like, all right. We'll get Mario 3D World out, and I got the other side-scrolling Mario U. I'll get my Mario on. Go turn on the system, because I know the Wii U is going to have some big-ass update, because I haven't run it in a while, and this is what happens. See that right down there? Just barely, right over there? That's where I keep the controller. The problem is, this rat's nest down here, I forgot to plug the controller back in when I redid my entertainment setup. So I screwed up. I didn't have it plugged in, and there's no charge at all. So I'm hosed. Gotta wait for it to charge up. That takes a while. And knowing my ADD, ADHD, whatever it's called mentality, I won't want to play the game anymore by the time it's charged, but at least it'll be charged. Excuse me. It's allergy season. So, here's the deal. Got the free NAS box in. Still need to do this flooring. That may have a little bit of a hiccup. So it is a mess in here. You can't really see this all that well because it's dark, but yeah, that's the NAS box, and let me turn on a light. Look at that thing. It's chilling on a box, and that is the box, my Audio Engine A2 Plus speakers, and I've just got it set up there with the camera on top of it, because I didn't want to put it on the floor, because if you remember during the build, that's where the vent for the power supply is, and I don't want to choke out that. So it's just chilling right now next to the H440 red and black, and yeah, I really need to get this renovation done. I know I keep saying that, but I need my parents to do it because they help me out. They've got all the tools. I guess I could just go borrow the tools, but they've done lots and lots of flooring installations. They did all the flooring in the rest of my house, and they did a great job. So I was hoping they could help me out here, because I got to get that done, because then I got to build the desk, and the desk is going to go. And just look at this. This is embarrassingly bad. I've got papers and stuff all over the floor, empty boxes, camera bag. I mean, obviously I haven't been playing Bravely Default. It's still sitting here from when I did the unboxing like a month and a half ago. And this thing's still here. It's not even getting used. And then batteries. I don't even know if these are charged. This is just bad. And then there's just a computer over here, which I actually need to pull the motherboard out of that, because I'm hopefully going to be doing a review of the Noctua, what is it, the NHD 15 or something like that. So yeah, their new cooler, their big boy. But I need to show the clearance, so I need to get the motherboard out of there, because I've got a Z77 in there, I believe. What is in here? Let's open her up, because I don't even remember what kind of board it is. It's like a Z77 VLK. That's still a really nice motherboard. It's actually a board I had to send into ASUS to have it RMA'd because the memory modules went bad. I couldn't use dual mode. I can't remember which one of these went bad, but one of them did. So anyway, yeah, that's back in the day when the blue was in. And look at that, 2 PCI slots on that one still. So yeah, this is a classic, classic board. So I need to put it to some use. It's a good board. This is actually a good case. No reason not to be using this. So let me button this back up. I'm actually downloading Battlefield 3. Never played it before, don't own it, but hey, it was free. Battlefield 3 is free, so I figured why not just go ahead and download that. And then I also downloaded Plants vs. Zombies. What is this, the Game of the Year edition? Maybe? I don't know. So anyway, that was free too, and I really liked that game, so maybe I'll play through it again. I never did get past the part where you get on the roof. So hopefully that Noctua cooler comes sooner than later so I can get that review underway, because it's actually be part of a pretty cool build I have going on. I've done a lot of builds now with the all-in-ones on liquid cooling. So I thought, why not do an all-air build? You know, just have it all be air-cooled. So why not use the Carbide Series Air 540 and just do something a little crazy and go for a more cube case style build and put the Z97WS board, put that in there, and boom, have some air cooling going on. The thing I really like about this case, I'll probably do a case overview on this. The way it's set up is you've got the cooling fans in the front, but since it's squatty, so you don't have as much space up front for the drives and everything. The drives go over here, so you literally have your graphics card coming out to like right here, And then the fans are right there, so it's blowing right over your GPU. And if you put a fan up here, you got one going right at your CPU cooler. CPU cooler carries everything right out the back. So it's a really nice airflow case. Being summertime, it's probably not going to be the most efficient, but in the winter, I bet this thing will keep my processor and graphics card super, super cool. Yep, every office has got to have one of these. Quesadilla maker. And a hard drive. So I got another 2 terabyte Western Digital Red because I decided to max out the drive bays in the NAS box. Now I can't get it closed with one hand. Got a little hearty baked wheat. Some party mix. Some Buddy bars. Of course, some Sour Patch Kids now with blue. And then my sweet 90 speakers, complete with random stuffed animal. You gotta keep people guessing in the office, you know? You can't be too normal. This is how it's done, Jeff, right here. This is how it's done.
Wow.
Yeah, are you impressed?
Yeah, just want to say hello to all your nerdy followers.
Do you? Alright, so it's my favorite time of week. It's Friday, it's the end of the day, I'm still at the office, so the weekend hasn't really officially started yet, but it's like minutes away from starting. So I always like to take a minute right now and just kind of go, weekend. Because pretty soon, I'll be sitting right back down, oh, my nose itchy, I'll be sitting right back down in this chair. It'll be Monday morning. So, you can probably see back here, got my quesadilla maker in the background over there, so that's always festive. Cinco de Mayo's passed, but for some reason I still hear. A coworker actually left it behind when she quit, and the sombrero that is on top of it is also a gift. So again, lots of random stuff in my office, but you know, that's what makes it fun. I want to record a video actually. I got an email from JJ from ASUS today, and I wanted to kind of go through it because he pointed out some things from the Maximus VII Hero video that were not accurate. So I wanted to go through those to make sure that I correct them, and one or two of them I think were things that I just didn't explain very well. But here's breakdown from JJ. I want to make sure I put this out here. So AI Suite 3, we're talking about the fan control. And if you remember, I made a comment about how you can control the PWM on the fans using a splitter, which is really nice. So you have, you know, you could have 4 fans and they're all running off of one header, and you have the PWM control. And so basically, instead of having the DC control, which is just, you know, incremental steps, you can actually do the real close fine tuning on more than one fan. And I had made a comment that that was an AI Suite 3 thing, or Fan Expert, I think is what I said, but it's not. It's actually built into the BIOS. Actually, it says on here, the hardware layout to the fan headers and firmware for the Super I/O controller and UEFI were all revised in order to be able to do this. So that's pretty cool that they've actually changed all of that. So it isn't hardware, and that's why if you look at my other video that I go over the UEFI on the BIOS itself, you'll see in there that that is actually something you can do because you have those fan curves that you can play with, and you can select DC or PWM, and that is why that is an option, because you have to get that right in order to do the PWM control on multiple fans. So there's that. PCIe clarification. I don't remember how I pointed it out or not, but he's saying that the X16 slots, I think I might have said they were both X16. Well, I think they are, but the thing is if you're using both of them at the same time, then they're not. They're by 8. But they're by 8 PCIe 3, which is by 16 PCIe 2. That makes sense. So anyway, they're both in 8 if you're an SLI or Crossfire, but just make sure you use the red PCIe slots because the black one is not by 16, I'm pretty sure. If it is, it's PCIe 2 and not 3. So, BIOS reset. This is just me, that was stupid on my part. The BIOS reset button is the flashback. So if you put a USB thumb drive in there and you want to do the BIOS flashback utility, that is what that is for. So I think he pointed that out in here. Yeah, USB BIOS flashback. And then the LAN guard. This one I think I kind of covered pretty quickly because the camera, or the audio, something went wrong during the explanation of the LAN. So I don't think I went into as much detail as I should have. So I'll just read what JJ said. He said, for the LAN, the revised physical design for the network jack is both an ESD and surge protection. So both of those things have been improved. And he says on here, surge is actually a real threat, so it's good that that's in there. So they already had the electrostatic discharge protection, but what they did is they added the surge protection, and it's in a hardware form, so it should just, you know, trip and prevent the rest of the system from being damaged, which is nice. And then finally, I think I talked about the popping from my DAC. What I ended up doing there, I'm not entirely sure what JJ is getting at here, but I think I know what he's trying to say. He's kind of going along what the audio system does. So he says it does use a depop filter, so there's onboard buffers, and he said that should eliminate the popping noise that you noted, along with other hardware implementations like Sonic Sense Amp, ELNA audio caps, isolated design, all part of Supreme FX 2014. What I did, the popping I was getting was coming through the USB, and it was still doing it on the Maximus VII Hero. Every time you turn on the computer, you just hear pop, and it was super loud if the DAC was on. So what I did is I actually ran the USB just into like a wall wart. I had a USB plug, so it's just running to clean USB all the time. Actually, it's coming out of the UPS I'm using, and then I'm running optical audio out from the Supreme FX audio on the motherboard to the D1 Audio Engine DAC, and that actually sounds great. It works really, really well. And to be fair, I did a test using a microphone for, I think I was doing the video I just posted, that was the recording using OBS, and I said, you know, when you plug the microphone to the computer, the audio isn't as good. It was actually, so far, of the onboard sound cards I've used, the one on the Maximus VII Hero had the lowest noise floor on the microphone. There was still a hiss to it, but it was very low compared to what I've seen before. Actually, it was less than when I actually use a mixer board half of the time, so that's nice. So I just wanted to go over all of that stuff, but I am actually technically kind of using the Supreme FX. I do have that optical cable plugged into it, and I'm not getting the popping anymore. So the popping was just a power issue through the USB. And that's, like I said, I just circumvented that, and now it's not a problem. So anyway, just wanted to go through that stuff because I like to clarify things. So thank you, JJ, for that. Hopefully I should have the workstation board overview coming up shortly, as well as possibly some other stuff. So kind of open a dialogue there on that. So that's good. And yeah, I guess it's time to go home because it is 5:27. 3 minutes. 3 minutes. It's Friday. Finally relaxing. It's nice. So before I close out the vlog for the week, I did want to point out that unless you've been living under a rock, you probably know the Titan Z came out this week. So $3,000. Big shocker. It performs well. Look at that. Just got an email. Oh, it's from JJ. Cool. Yeah, so I derailed. So for $3,000, I would hope the darn thing performs well. If you go over to Digital Storm's YouTube page, they actually have some really nice benchmarks on there, all kinds of stuff. They got their hands on one, and they were very comprehensive with the benchmarks. And you know, it really depends on the title, but for I think it really just depends if the game's SLI optimized more than anything. But on the ones where it is, man, that thing performs. But what's very surprising is the 295X2 from AMD. Not only holds its own, but it actually beats the Titan Z in a few benchmarks, so especially ones where you can use Mantle. So I think that's pretty cool. It's nice to see the two giants battling it out, and it's really interesting that AMD's offering is like half as much and performing pretty much just as well. It's a little bit more elaborate on how you have to install it and the actual footprint and all that, but still, it's, even though these things are way out here where we're never going to buy them because we don't have $3,000 to go, right? That's now. In a few years, this will be the $800 graphics card or the $600 graphics card. So it's, you know, it's more of a tech demo in my opinion than anything else to see these kind of things. But it's nice. It's just nice that it exists, and there's a thing out there that's pumping out so much performance that you can have one graphics card in your system and be able to drive a 4K monitor at 60 plus frames per second with super MSAA, anti-aliasing, and all the settings turned up to max. That's pretty darn cool. As a matter of fact, that anti-aliasing on 4K is overkill. So, I think it's cool. Would I buy it? Heck no! That thing's really expensive, but I like that it's a thing. I'll say that. I like that that it's a thing. Alright, so I think that's going to wrap up the vlog for the week. You can probably see the mess behind me here. You can also see it's super nice outside. It's warm. So warm I actually have the blinds drawn because it gets kind of hot in here if I don't. Sun beating in. So it's 83 degrees and sunny. So I need to go out there. I need to get some sun. I'm too pale. I'm probably looking pretty sweet and silhouetted right now. But anyway, thanks for watching as always, and if you enjoyed this vlog and you want to see more, go and click on that subscribe button. You can also follow me over on Twitter at TechUploaded. You know the drill, don't be a stranger, check back soon.